breathe, which is absolutely important to.
Fun race, man. Like, no do pass yourself.
Absolutely important, to stick to the rules. These ones, they know one or two more things about the routes as they come under a very light shade of green in this environment. And the good thing about vegetation or places with strong vegetation in marathon is it helps to make the wind even more healthy for the athletes. It helps to just give them that level of serenity and that lovely piece of enjoyment. And you can see more water being given because there's a need for the system to ingest a new set of hygiene. And you can see that right there is a level of sportsmanship and love, looking out for your participants, for your colleague, or should I say, or your counterparts,
like the communication between them, like looking out for each other.
I remember at the Olympics, the last Olympics, Tokyo, where Eliud Kipchoge cemented his legacy in the annals of marathons as one of the greatest of all time, where he joined a very distinct group as becoming one of the few two-time Olympians, a gold medalist at the marathon. There was a particular time in the race where there was a conversation between him and a Brazilian, I think Nascimento, a Brazilian. And speaking of Brazilians, possibly that's where this young man is from, a foreigner, of course, obviously by his look of his skin color.
And he's timing himself.
You know what it means to him. In that particular race, we saw Eliud Kipchoge and Nascimento. I think that's the name of the runner. They did a knuckle up and they shared water as well. It's very important because apart from winning, you also want to win over friends.
Exactly.
And you have a lot of
sportsmanship is something very, very good to see. In sports, when people look out for each other, even though they know they are competitors, but like you're not fighting each other. You're still friends. You're still competitors without the acrimony or aggression and all of that. So it's always nice to see when you see sportsmen looking out for each other, people who are meant to be competitors looking out for each other.
It's good to see, again that we have tons of people now arriving at the finish line. Meanwhile, we already know the first few names of the people that arrived earlier. But it's a fantastic innovation. This to just see people. And Abuja really must be commended, the locals and the residents, and just stepping out. One for the selfie.
People taking pictures, like you said.
Yes, it's important. One for the selfie. Yes. Again, I can see that sharing a smile and just patting each other on the back. And he's going to ask another person to just, hey, would you like to take a picture of us?
Exactly.
It'll be nice. Let's keep this for our grandkids. We were here. Oh, nice. The more the merrier. It's absolutely beautiful to see. Yeah,
and there was
see more people coming in to join the picture.
Exactly,
and that's what this event is built for. Camaraderie,
friendships, lifelong friendships. Sometimes, that was something Mrs. Joyce Bozimo said yesterday. The organizer of the Warri Peace Marathon. Like, we started this for people to get together, learn to bond, learn to run together, learn to look out for each other. And a lot of people form lifetime friendships just from running. You meet someone and then, before you know it, people from different cultures, different races, different traditions and all of that, you come together because this is a common goal you're all working towards. And so there's that sense of brotherhood, of unity. That is one thing the marathon inspires as friends, and that friendship will actually go to another level after the marathon. It breeds a lot of friendship
and rivalry as well, if you're looking at it from the angle of this ones we're currently saying, because whatever it is you can do, I can do better. Because for these ones it's a life work. But I mean, not to say that they're not friends or they do not have friends, but more importantly, they also want to keep friendship and what we call healthy competition.
Healthy,
very healthy competition. Oh well, We're still live in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory,
Yeah.
one of the nation's most beautiful places to be at, and we're enjoying the first of its kind scenario here. Never in the illustrious history of this very proud state have we seen them throw a marathon. We've seen them do the ECOWAS mini half marathon one time, but not this one. This is on another level entirely, and it's one that is unfolding right before our very eyes. The beauty, the crisp feel of nature that even we, the presenters and commentators, are enjoying, because the weather is so peaceful, it's so lovely, and this particular athletes will be thankful for that, for what it is that they're enjoying here today.
They will.
It helps their immunity at a particular level. They know they are not struggling with a lot of challenges that the heat brings, because with the heat comes a lot of, you tend to wear out maybe more, at situations, and this is what they want to avoid. And thankful as we are back to the 10 kilometers family race, and you can see somebody just recording himself partaking in this particular field, and I think I like it when I see things like this. Some pedestrians as well, a lot of international faces, and obviously residents of Abuja, coming out. This could be some people, taking pictures, and everybody just having fun and enjoying themselves. And you just never know the love that this will breed amongst people, amongst the residents. They're sharing snacks and sharing aquafina drinks and water rather, and that's what it is. What this particular tournament, this race meets, what it means. So there will be more to come.
A lot of pictures on social media today, definitely.
We can wait. If you may, you can maybe just go hashtag. I'm sure Abuja Marathon will be trending. Hashtag Abuja International Marathon as well. AIM, for short. Everyone that has participated will be very proud of themselves. You can see a young man just making that dash between him and his friend. A lot of people. That young man in blue looking like he still wants to go for some more.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's not about becoming first. Sometimes it's just to test yourself and test your level of endurance.
Exactly. Look at some of them dashing across the finish line like it's a 100 meters race.
It's lovely to see. Of course, just area view of Abuja, just to enjoy what it is, or what loveliness. Of course, beneath your camera is just a 10-kilometer race. We're seeing them just by the left, just at the slight base of your camera, of your view, the area view of this particular race. And we're enjoying it and seeing what is like aerially. And you can see on the other side again, traffic is not stopped. People can still go by their normal duties, but again, not just in the space of the marathoners or the athletes. With the environment, because of how beautiful. You could just keep driving, for a long distance and be thinking, oh my God, it is super nice, but this is what is obtainable. Is a popuscural of what a federal capital territory should be. Is a perfect example, even as we continue to enjoy, zoomed in visuals, and you can see traffic activity happening, and the traffic lights, the traffic regulation, everybody following the rules and just waiting for each other, patient driving here and there, no hustle, no bustling, just clean drive. Well, some of these guys have also had clean races. Some of them are still having a bit of walking in their racing as well, which is very acceptable at this level, but never acceptable at the other place. It's talking about the 42 kilometers, and again, like we said, it's a family race, this 10 kilometers, and I'm assuming, the gentleman in the picture who is about to also get to the finish line must have raced this with his family, potentially with his kids. Maybe they must have finished ahead of him or behind him, but daddy is home already.
Yeah.
He's home and dry. Our sponsors that has really made this possible, from the federal government to the federal capital territory authorities, to 7up to Aquafina as well, and it's I think after all of this yearly comes a fun fair, and we're already getting feelers of this fun fair here in this place, but we're looking forward to that have that podium finish. Do not take it for granted, because things like this for this gentleman we are saying, I mean, he's all strapped up, he has his way for water and stuff, he's just taking pictures, he's a poster boy, of this particular marathon. He's having fun, he's having the time of his life. You would know for a fact that it's not his first marathon.
No, he's not.
Maybe he goes across Africa just looking for where to keep fit and just condition himself, and body.
Like for a lot of Westerners, that running is a culture for so many of them. So many of them can afford to travel across cities, across countries, across continents just to race. People going to run in Berlin, going to run in the New York Marathon, like just for fun. So for a lot of people, they do that for fun. They have a personal running culture, and it's something a lot of people can also imbibe. Eventually, if we're able to sustain these marathons. So
I love this view. I'm home. Daddy is home.
Going to really be impressed with or by themselves, right? Like they've met the target.
Yes, it's a sense of accomplishment. It's a show of yes, I can do spirit, and that's what Nigeria is all about, the ability to believe in what it is we can do and bring to the table. And all of these people should be very proud of themselves, should be very, very proud of themselves.
And I think the athletes deserve some downtime, or even the energy and everything. At least they deserve to have like a mini party or something, like celebrate themselves, celebrate their achievements. And
let me slow down. You're sounding too excited. Now I'm thinking that you're going to abandon me and just go for the party. Yeah, because the truth is, just like Amy rightfully mentioned, we're getting feelers. Music is being up, and we hear that one of Nigeria's prominent artists will be in the building. I think Ricardo Banks, so I heard. Yeah, will be. You see, he's excited. That's the issue right there. But I love it. We absolutely love it. We absolutely love seeing these people putting their legs and knees into it. Even though we see a small group of ladies, still there together, just pushing each other, trying to draw a bit of energy from one another, which is absolutely important. We're looking forward to a record breaker and a record setter here, because whoever finishes first will go down in history as the winner of the very first edition. And there's nothing like that, because in the history of that tournament, in the history of that race, you'd forever be remembered.
Yeah, that's some of the ladies we're seeing here. That's Monica Cheruto, Charles Odida, and a couple of others. It'll be good to see. I think Ruth Jebeth has probably pulled away from them and will be somewhere ahead, so she would likely be the contender for the women's race. But then anything can happen. We're keeping our fingers crossed to see who crosses the line first. they've managed to stay together, for so long, and I think that's just their way of encouraging each other, and just keeping each other, within sight, so that people don't expend their energy needlessly, but they are helping conserve their energy too, whilst also maintaining, the right pace. Because of course it's a marathon, right? So you can't just go all out too soon, like we saw Deborah do. And right now she's not even in the frame anymore, although she might still be the leader for the Nigerian women's race. But now, in terms of the real contention, she might have to leave that till another day.
We're seeing a particular athletes just calling and asking, his counterpart, to just step up. Maybe it could be a sense of a kind of, should I call it, a kind of motivation that, hey, come with me, let's do this together. If I'm going, you're going with me. Do not stay back, do not relent. Even as we switch right to the 10 kilometers race, and everybody, more people, you can see I was just about to mention that, right? I was just about to mention that.
Walking like, man, I can't kill myself. But still, right, they're still walking towards the end spot. So yes, they are still completing the race, which is the most important thing at the end of the day, that you actually complete. So they've not quit, just taking it a little bit easy on themselves,
and a little bit different.
They're still going on.
And you can see right there the dreaded gentleman just having a time with the camera, and it's great to see. It's great to see that. Do not doubt it if that right there, above their middle age, just to push themselves and try to. Because one of the things this does, even as you're enjoying the views of Abuja, is the fact that a lot of these people tend to work the regular 8 to 5, 9 to 5 jobs, and they may not have time to do a proper level of exercise. And imagine the level of euphoria that you feel when you know that now you have a 5k 10k kilometers to get ready for, and you just enjoy it. And speaking of enjoyment, the view of the high-rise building by the left of this particular of particular shots we're enjoying, to the green on your right, cemetery along the path, the walkway of the streets that you're currently watching. If my geography serves me right, this is somewhere around where we are, the Eagle Square.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like that. And then that's just one of the beauty of Abuja. We could see a cluster of green that just helps to control the entire. Yes, I was correct. This was actually one of the parts of Eagle Square. The Eagle Square is a mighty space for events across Abuja. It's where the most profound and most prominent political events are held. Rallies and political votings, and well, the would-be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the swearing in will be done here. So this particular athletes are enjoying a particular patch of greatness on this particular stage, on this particular place, in this particular space. We've seen some of the finest military parade done to the president or visiting president. This is where, whenever any president comes to Nigeria and is in Abuja, this is where they receive. Apart from the airport, there's a demonstration here, and as we see that the camera just slowly zooms into amazing faces and people here, numbers of people we cannot count. Some of them are just dispersed, some of them are catching their breath, just enjoying this feeling of the Abuja International Marathon. Yeah,
but the Eagle Square right now is a beehive of is a hive of activities. So many people who have completed their races, the 5k, the 10k as well, and trying to just settle down, trying to get drinks, trying to get whatever their hands can get, as it were. Some building friendships and so on. So many things happening here, while we await the winners of the 42K, who should be emerging in the next 30 minutes or so. So we're really looking forward to that, and what the atmosphere here will be like, by the time we see our winners.
And every time counts, every minute counts, every second counts. And that right there is the backdrop of Afro Sports, who were responsible for the particular broadcast you're watching. And that's the van, I think. That's the van from where all these things are happening. I see what my director did there. He just pretty much moved the camera away. Yes. Yes.
And she's pulled away from the rest of the women and is in contention for the women's title. And this is Ruth Jebet's first ever marathon. She used to be a specialist in the 3,000 meters steeplechase. Gold medal. The list, former world. Impressive.
Well, for Ruth Jebet, it's amazing because she's an Olympian already. She's a gold medalist at the Olympics. Some athletes will tell you that if you win one gold at the Olympic, you have easily accomplished what many other athletes can never accomplish.
Definitely.
But she's definitely not resting in her oars now,
no,
is she?
She's not.
She's out here. For a woman who is well traveled, who is well exposed,
she is, yeah.
And to just take on her first marathon, and imagine if our first marathon happened to be the first edition of the Abuja International Marathon. If she wins it, it will be a mark of significance for her.
What a way to launch back her career, because she's been away for about 4 years or so, so coming back with a win in her first ever marathon is a good one for Ruth Jebet, and a good way to announce her return to the track, or to the road, as it seems, since she'll be veering off the track to the road now. And a lot more athletes are actually doing that. We see the winner of the women's race in the Boston Marathon, who is Helen Obiri from Kenya. Started out with a 1.5, and then she's won world titles in the 5,000 meters, medals too in the 10,000 meters. But now going to the road races, we see a lot of athletes moving from the track to the road races. Of course, there's more money on offer, in the road races, so we see a lot of them now making that transition from the track to the roads, and then Helen Obiri winning the Boston Marathon. That's a very big one for her, a huge accomplishment. So we expect to see a lot more of others, people like Ruth now leaving the track for the road as well, so we'll be looking forward to seeing what she will accomplish in her career on the road.
Well, if we see Ruth again, I'd like a shot of Ruth again. I'd like to explain how calm she looks. She's not threatened. She's not in any form of danger. She looks very controlled,
very confident.
She is dictating the pace of this particular. She's running in her own pace, and she's pacing herself. She's taking her time.
Yeah.
She's not showing any form of laxity. She just looks very comfortable, very composed, and that right there are condiments of how and why she's an Olympian,
the hallmark of a
gold medalist at the Olympics. It means a lot, and that kind of delivery, that kind of class, that kind of wherewithal shows you why she's who she is, why she won gold at the Rio Olympics, why she is coming into this very first edition of Abuja International Marathon as maybe a favorite. Obviously, she's one of the favorites, and you can take a look at that. So I was saying, her hands are at the perfect angles. They are not flared. They are not too far away from her body. She's the tip of her toe are hitting the ground at a particular angle that allows her to just lift up almost immediately, and this reduces the level of flat-footedness So what that means is that she's locking her knees well, and you can see she's just checking her time. So she's every bit and part of our race is intact, and that's why you call her the list, and that's why she's won gold at the Olympics, and that's why she just went past another person who was, trying to maybe be a pretender, be like, move over, I know, and I have a goal. And you can see she just wants, she just collect, she didn't miss her water stop.
No, she didn't.
And you know what she did? She just poured a bit of the water away, because at that point you also want to control what it is.
Exactly.
An extra level of carrying capacity. You want to avoid that. If it's too much, you shed away a little bit of it, and then you ingest the water, and then you throw it away. No particular athlete will ingest one entire bottle of water immediately, because it's very dangerous, because you don't want to carry too much.
We can see the men, of course, those in contention. Emmanuel Neve, like we mentioned earlier, who seems to be in the lead at this point, but now we have three of them who have broken away from the pack, and it is almost certain that a winner will emerge from this leading pack right now.
But it's really not so certain now, Yemi, is it? Because sometimes in marathons,
sometimes you don't want
the 6 to 10 miles, the 6 to 10 kilometers towards the end is always very crucial, because there's some particular athletes who try to. For her now, she's all composed and well put together, but you see that sometimes some of them just keep that level of energy, and then she just launch out between the 6 to 10 miles. But it looks as if nobody's coming for this lady's crown.
No, Ruth is in a class of her own right now. She's running a solo race, as it stands. She's totally dominating this, and it's interesting to see what she's doing in her first ever marathon, her first ever attempt at the marathon. Ruth is set to make a name for herself in the marathon. Definitely, she's already done that in the 3,000 meter steeplechase, but now trying to extend that dominance to the marathon as well. So this is a good one from her. And then for the men, we see them coming through as well. Emmanuel Naive and Silas Cheboit are in the lead right now. Emmanuel Naive and Silas Cheboit. So it's still a Kenyan affair. Any way you look at it, both for the men and the women, these guys are not ready to let go, man. It's like this is our birthright, and we must continue to cement our status as the best in the long distance in the world.
One of the interesting things about marathon, is that little by little, you just want to hang on to hope, to survival, to a bit of level of experience that you've had over the years. And when you hang on to that, some of those athletes, they know that they are very, very tested over the years, so they're just trying to push themselves an extra yard of strength, of mental toughness that could just help them finish this particular race.
Lots of grit,
quite well,
and determination.
Sometimes when you look at these athletes, for our viewers watching across the world, you look at them and you have no inkling that anything is going on with them. But I tell you what, a lot is going on internally, even externally. A lot is going on in their minds, and that's the very delicate feel that marathons bring, because at that level you're not sure what is going on. That's why you have to know your body. It's important to know your body, to know your level of strength, to know your level of quality as well,
level of fitness,
so you do not push and then have issues of breakdown, a physical breakdown. It's a good thing that the heat is not right on top of that level today. No heat strokes, everybody's still looking very sharp, and you've not really seen anybody falling off the way park. Everybody knows how important it is to at least finish the race, because it adds to your overall legacy as a marathoner.
Bid number 4, Silas Cheboit, is in the lead. Well, just slight lead, right? Oh, but he's lost that now as the athletes make a turn. I hope this doesn't prove too costly, and I hope he's able to retain his lead. As it stands, Emmanuel Naibe, Silas Cheboy are trying to make this an all Kenyan affair. And yeah, going by what we're seeing right now, it appears that the Kenyans will once again take this, in both the men and women's races. I mean, that's what they came here to do anyways. And we expect to see more of them, next year. This time around, we didn't have so many Ethiopians, but I'm sure going by the performance here today, and since this is just the first edition anyways, by next year, I'm sure we'll see many more of them, registering and coming in for the Abuja International Marathon, so that it can be like an equal balance. Because in a situation now where you're having more Kenyans, they are going to be communicating, they're going to be strategizing together. And the beautiful thing about this thing sometimes is that sometimes you just say, okay, I think my teammate stands a better chance, so you guys just strategize like, okay, we'll make maybe just a couple of you. There's just so much you can do, because the inspiration might not be as much as when you're a team. There's 6 of you, 7 of you. You push each other. You inspire each other. You help each other. And so that's what we're seeing with the Kenyans here. We have a lot more of them here. So yes, they are likely to dominate the Ethiopians here. But who knows what might happen at the second edition?
We're looking forward to that, but we need to enjoy and savor and relish all of this and what it is serving. When you're talking about having a plan is very important in marathon, especially if you're running in groups.
Yeah.
And if you have your countrymen running the money or the reward with you, but it's important for you to just make sure.
Yeah.
One for the camera, 3362, all of them having that fun in front of the camera, and this is what this is all about. FCT has been able to throw this party, and all of these people are absolutely delighted. Look at this young chap.
Yeah.
All these young faces. Yeah, so excited.
Young, look at this young.
Why you sounding like a proud mother?
No, I'm just so
You're
proud.
sounding like a proud mother right now. Absolutely lovely.
To pull this off,
Yes.
it's very impressive, very encouraging.
Yes, 5.
This one, keep it together, just taking it easy.
Yes, at their time, both of them are just enjoying music or something inspirational.
Like they're enjoying themselves.
Absolutely,
right?
for this one.
Not stressed.
Yes, just easy. Is she saying the word of prayer? I mean, the word 461. Is she saying like telling a word of prayer in that particular situation? But it's good to see. It's good to see that the residents are just trying to cheer them up and giving them the very good side look, and okay, well done, you can do this.
Exactly.
We can see the gentleman from the Nigerian police.
Yeah, exactly.
Just there to just make sure all things are according to proceedings. I like the fact that some of these people are just wearing music headsets.
Exactly. To keep them going.
Yeah, just keep it going.
Ginger you.
I remember most of the time when I also work out at the gym in the morning, I have special songs. I have a playlist, that just helps me go through my sessions most of the time. Even though I end up eating a lot of pounded yam and afang afterwards. I caught you there. It's good to see him. It's good to see that he's very excited to share his thoughts with us.
They are all excited.
Really. 2311.
These guys don't look tired, though.
Yeah, and maybe they should upgrade to 42 kilometers and try their hands on that.
Exactly. They're looking still looking very good, but very proud of themselves.
Absolutely.
And they deserve to be.
Yeah, and this is one of the happiness of camera work. A great job by the camera teams, by the way, and the guys in the production site right there. It would be nice to just have them create this moment, put it in their minds, in their thoughts, and be like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm very excited. 644, yes, that's you. Even though we don't have a number, it's fantastic to see. I mean, it's just good to see fine, beautiful, fun-loving, fun-seeking and fulfilled people at the finish line.
Yeah.
Not many races are like this. A lot of people would have maybe just gone home and just gone to relax and stuff, but not this ones. These ones are very excited, to be part of this.
And I'm sure a lot of them will keep their bibs, like that will be the souvenir they're taking away from the marathon, and something to push them towards registering for next year's edition as well. As it stands now, we know that a lot of them will register for next year, and not just that, they'll be able to bring in their friends, their family members, like, okay, since so actually expect the number of participants to double next year.
We just saw somebody on skaters, actually, skating shoes. Interesting to see that.
That was how they did the marathon.
Definitely not, but it's quite commendable, because after you've run 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, you still have enough strength in your leg to do a bit of skating. That's good. Well, a lot of people still arriving. It's good to see that nobody pulled out. We've not had any case of serious casualties, which is a big
I haven't even seen anyone like fall.
Yes, fall or maybe just collapse.
Everyone has, because they've been
it's not safe, guys, but this is one of the occupational hazards that comes with being a marathoner.
Yeah.
And if even as we see some of our should I having the time of my life.
Exactly.
And maybe we'll go back home and do so again in the Beijing marathon or something. It's beautiful to see, and you can see everyone taking pictures and doing great for themselves. Just bonding.
Exactly.
Regardless of the color, regardless of the culture race, differences, the race.
People just and that's one thing this was meant to achieve anyways, just get people together, bring people together. But I think one innovative thing about this race was the fact that they had 3 categories, right? So everybody just choose your level. The 5K, like, just choose your level. So maybe that's probably why we haven't seen like so much burnout, or people, it was like everybody just found the one that worked well for them, and they just follow through with it.
It's amazing. The registration process of this was very nice. The website opened very early, so you can get in your transpondents and your goodie bags and everything that concerns you as an athlete. The ones you see without beep numbers are people who registered a bit late, and unfortunately beeps were already handed out. Even as we see the vehicle of the FRSC, who has really been on ground. Oh yes, it's dance time, of course.
Yes.
Yes, it's what's marathon without dance? Because even trainers and my trainer tells me that even after you're done with the very heavy liftings, it's better for you to just relax the muscles a bit, and that's what that young man was doing there, just relaxing his muscles and enjoying himself.
So I'm sure we should be expecting our winners any moment from now. The men will be separated from the boys, and we're going to see who will become the first set of champions for Abuja International Marathon. It will be good to see who comes through, so we're expecting both the men and women race winners coming through any moment from now. Right now, Ruth Jebet is leading the women's race. She has totally pulled away. She has outclassed everyone else. So we're waiting to see who the men's champion will be.
Indeed, speaking of the men's champion, we can confirm that the men just arrived. The leading men for the, and that right there already explains and puts it in the history book that we have the very first winner of the marathon. That
should be Silas Cheboit, bib number 4. Or is it?
Yes, please. On your screen is Stylus Cheboy. That's right there is the faces of men and women who, I mean men rather, who just crossed, and history has been made. We have the history made already here at the Abuja International Marathon. And you can see that the very first thing he's doing is just trying to get the level of energy up, by taking fruits and just trying to charge it up and see how important it is to just make sure that it tries to get some level of electrolytes. You can see they're just trying to ingest as much as nutrients.
Emmanuel Naibe is beep
But
number
that right
one.
there is the winner. We can confirm it. That beep number one is
Emmanuel Naibe,
the winner of the very, very first edition of the Abuja International Marathon. Step forward, comment the man, comment the hour, and comment the hour of glory. We can confirm to you that
we know, yeah.
the winner of the Abuja International Marathon is none other than Emmanuel Naibe, and you had already tipped him as a very, very huge favorite, a predator at this particular
he
field.
came with the fastest times, so at least for now we can see, okay, Emmanuel Naibe, Silas Cheboy, and Bernard Sang are the top three finishers. We'll be able to get their exact orders shortly, but Emmanuel Naibe, Silas Cheboy, and Bernard Sang are the top three finishers of the men's Abuja International Marathon, the first edition. Emmanuel Naibe, Silas Cheboy, and Bernard Sang.
Well, as he edged towards that history-making finish line, wherever you are in the world, whoever you support, just take a moment to reflect on that man. That name will never be forgotten in the history of marathon in Nigeria, as he is, and he has now etched his name in the record books of Abuja International Marathon as the first ever winner of the Abuja International Marathon. What a man, what a winner he is, Emmanuel Naibe. Congratulations. Something to be proud of, something to be very, very fulfilled about. And so also to everybody that completed the race, in the men or the female, even as we expected the female very shortly.
Expecting them shortly.
As we have them on the stage already, which is behind us and it's in front of you. We are not missing out of the action, guys, don't worry. That right there is the winner. That face, that picture will be across the world as this man has etched his name, looking like he just took a walk in the park. He's not really even looking so tired or stressed, but it's a congregation of winners right now. Emmanuel Naibe has etched his name in the record books of marathons in Nigeria as the winner of the inaugural edition, the maiden edition of what will be, hopefully, one of the biggest marathons in the continent of Africa, the Abuja International Marathon. And what a moment to see all of these people, all of these athletes, all of these marathoners who have really worked their socks off to be here today, just trying to get their electrolytes up as we are hearing the confirmations of the numbers.
And I like the fact that they are congratulating themselves, like for a job well done. That camaraderie and spirit of sportsmanship on display right there, And this must be mission accomplished, for all of them. the fact that they were able to finish. And just like we said, it was going to be a Kenyan affair. So I'm not surprised it's a Kenyan 1, 2, 3. It was to be expected because those guys, I mean, they kept together all through. And it was like that was the game plan, you know, a Kenyan 1, 2, 3. And I expect nothing less in the women's race as well. The Ethiopians might have to go back and strategize, you know, for the second edition of the Abuja International Marathon. But for this first
an official announcement from the director of race and of course the technical people who will be declaring the time of this race. I'm sure it's 2 hours plus. But the official time will be made known.
For the winner, but whatever time it is, of course it is a course record because this is the first ever edition, so the winning time will be the record for now until someone betters it. Next year we expect that it will always get better, you know, as the standard and the level increases, because by next year we expect even a better quality field, you know, higher than what we've already. Ruth Jebet is still on her way.
As we continue to make a meaning of this, yes, we continue with Ruth Jebet, you know, coming back to the road. Of course, we're seeing celebration of the men. Naibe has already etched his name. Maybe the next would be Ruth Jebet as she's making her way down here.
Apart from everyone else.
She is head, shoulders, and distance apart from everybody. This is the proper social distancing, you know. She's kept it, you know, socially distant, you know, from every other person.
Yeah.
And she still looks very, very well put together, very well composed.
Yeah.
She's oozing class, and if she finishes like this will be one of the most dominant marathon races I've seen, and I've seen a lot of marathon races, and you can just see what it will now be, who will contest for the second and third.
Exactly.
Because that's the kind of
not
marker.
In contention anymore, right?
That's the kind of marker, you know, that she's been able to put down.
This is what you call a solo race.
Yes.
She's all by herself. You know, she's left everyone else behind, you know, and just going. It's great to see that, like you said, she's still composed. And she's turning back to look to see if there's anyone close to her. But I just think, well, no one comes close right now, you know. As she approaches the end of her race, you know, she's coming closer, and she's definitely the woman in contention for the female race.
She's gone through thick and thin to get here in her career.
Yeah.
She's been absolutely consistent, and her journey has not been easy. She has walked through her teeth to be here. She has cut her teeth across camps across East Africa, and nature of the weather over there. Who is comfortable, who just maybe just take a peep at the back and just to be sure, you know, that nobody just
no one springs a surprise on her
and just blows her out of our waters, you know. But it's looking very assured, very composed, even as she's getting to coast home to this huge victory. And I think it's only befitting, not to discredit other athletes, you know, that the very first edition of the Abuja International Marathon should be won by Olympic gold medalist.
I know.
In a way, it gives the tournament more credence, you know, because not many times you have, and it's her first road race.
What a way to register your presence in the marathon, winning your first race so convincingly. Like, look at the distance, no one even comes close. Like, that is so remarkable.
Indeed, is a remarkable story unfolding right before our eyes. One that we totally enjoy and one that we totally relish here. Even after calling so many marathons, I'm still getting goosebumps from what this lady is currently putting in, the amount of work that all of this. I mean, take a look at it. She's also checking her time just to make sure that, because sometimes these athletes have personal goals. Apart
definitely.
from winning the money,
Definitely.
apart from the prestige, they also want to have that feel good factor. That they eventually did this XYZ in this certain time, and that right there is important. We saw Nimbe do it. We saw Deborah Pam. She did it earlier as well, and right now she's also she's been doing it ever since. I'm talking about this woman, should we call her now a waiting champion, or what should we call her? It's been beautiful to see.
Champion in waiting, more or less.
And they are waiting for her. They are waiting as we herald the queen. We already know the king of the Abuja roads already.
I'm impressed though, because I kind of felt like, okay, maybe we'll see someone else spring up as the champion, but the fact that he was able to maintain his composure, and his experience definitely must have come to play, so being so consistent and keeping that energy, keeping his composure and everything else to emerge champion here today. I mean, he will leave here feeling very satisfied and accomplished, I want to believe.
And of course, you can see the flag. That's the most important flag here today. Home to everyone, including you and I watching mostly. The green, white, green of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the most populous black nation on God's green earth. And what a day. It absolutely means a lot as that flag is being handed over. And of course, at some point we get to see that flag on the stage. And we're getting more arrivals, from the 5 kilometers and 10 kilometers. It's good to see that the level of a lack of relenting, from these people, even though they know that the race is done and over, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that personal glorification, that hey, I did this, I absolutely did this.
I think the good thing is the fact that you can run the race at your pace. So it doesn't matter if someone else, finishes much. Just take your time, and cross the line.
Is this you motivating now? You can run the race at your pace. Those are the words of Yemi Olo's 2023.
Great rhymes, man.
Yes, indeed.
But some people will run it in an hour, some in 2 hours, some in 3 hours, some in 4 hours.
Just make sure you get to the finish line.
Exactly. That is the most important thing at the end of the day. So I like the fact that people know that a lot of people have already gotten there, but they're still continuing, right?
And it's just a walking
just taking a walk,
yes.
But they're walking to the finishing point. So it's still impressive. The goal for everyone is to finish. It does not matter the time, but for you to finish.
It's amazing the number of thousands of athletes that we've seen here. We have well over 5,000 athletes, in their numbers, 10,000 in their numbers, if you may. Just coming to enjoy what today has been able to be, for the lives of some of those people. Some of them have never completed a race like this before.
All.
Neither have they experienced one like this, but on a day like this, they are here, to just enjoy it. What a day. What a day for all of these faces, Abuja International Marathon. It was like a dream when it all started. The planning, putting it together, months and months of planning. But now it's at absolute fruition stage, and everybody is absolutely super proud. Because at some point there will be merrymaking as well.
And like we said, lots and lots and lots of pictures here today. We're going to see a lot of them on social media, I'm sure. But everyone doing that absolutely deserves it, because they've done really great, taking parts in this historic race today, be it the 5K, the 10K, or the 42K. it's no mean feat at all. So they should be proud of themselves, the fact that they were able to finish irrespective of the category.
Yes, please.
So whatever they want to do today, they deserve it.
Those people on this stage will be very proud, just like every other person as well. The people on this particular stage are definitely excited, and they are the guys and ladies as well, who finished at first. Just to see how well they finished, and the time will definitely be communicated, even as we're enjoying the view, the very lovely view of Aso Rock. You can see, you just have a feeling that it's that rock watching over everybody in Abuja, in a way, because of the way it's just, its huge mass and its strategic location. That right there is Aso Rock. Well, I mean, this was going to happen one way or another, but this man, just, he's not in any form of discomfort, but his body is speaking to him in a way that nobody can. His body has never spoken to him in this language. Only he understands, and that's why they're trying to check up on her, on him rather, just to see. That right there is a good look, and seeing what it is and how it is going to be for the very beautiful views of this particular marathon that we're enjoying so far. We're looking at the accomplishment of this woman, Yemi, and we really have to absolutely give her more than thumbs up for what she's been able to achieve in her career.
Definitely.
And this right there, I mean, even as we're back to camp, would just be a regular feather, on his hat. And you can just see, I'm assuming one of the 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers participants just taking a walk.
Just taking a walk.
Easy on the eye.
Take it easy.
Yeah, easy on the eye.
Just the aim is to get to the finish line at the end of the day. That is the aim. That is the goal.
And she's got.
And she's close. She's close to it.
She's gotten there already.
Yeah.
And she's smiling.
Exactly.
Finally she can see it. And it's been a while. She must have wanted a day like this. I mean, obviously she took this walk in her jeans. That just tells you something about the fact that she just wants to do it for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you mean to run a race, it's definitely not in jean. That's not the proper gear, But it's not about being proper at this level for her. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just beauty and
That's
family.
Being a part of
the family of the AIM, the Abuja International Marathon family. Well, as we come to a very, very huge, significant height of this event, we thank you for being part of it. It's been broadcast by Afro Sports. Of course, you can get to download the app, Vidivo app, just to watch these scenes, and you can see faces of smiling, very excited people who had completed this marathon. And it could be very, very challenging. Running a marathon is the ultimate test of willpower, and these ones have shown. And you can see, I think that's what they're saying, right? I mean, I'm not sure, it's just a lot of feeling, a lot of proper happiness and smiles. They are all smiles. They are all winners. Smiling faces, not groaning, not grumpy, but very, very delighted at what it is they've achieved here today.
It'll be interesting to see who the Nigerian winners are. For both the men. I believe, the men would have crossed by now, but we've not seen the women yet. So it will be good to know who was the first Nigerian man to cross the line as well. Whilst we await the winner of the women's race, who is still on her way. Well, the winner in waiting. She's not yet winner until she crosses.
Absolutely.
Until she crosses the line.
Absolutely. She deserves it. And so also, do we deserve this spectacle that we've seen here today? It's been absolutely beautiful to have enjoyed this feeling, to have enjoyed what this represents for an average resident of Abuja, to be part and parcel of magic, of greatness, and not very often do you get to see it. And we hope definitely for the sake of marathon in Nigeria, these are the kind of meets, that we want to get used to. even though she's been running for like over 2 hours or close to 2 hours, she's still at that and every bit of her game is still very much. She's even though she has slightly eased off on lucky her knees, she's still very much in control of her body parts, and you can see she just take a long glance at the back now. She took a long glance at the back and just watch her back and literally watching her back to see just. I mean, because it will just take an act. Yes, it will take an act of God or nature for anybody to just be at the back, right now. But again, it still doesn't change the fact that she's been there over the years, and she understands it. She understands the total importance of wanting to be consistent from start to finish, and it's absolutely important.
Well, there is Ruth Jebet approaching the finishing point. She's done so well.
Well, she's almost there now.
Yeah,
she's coming in. We are really having this feeling of a rapturous, glorious day here in Abuja. An Olympic gold medalist. An Olympic gold medalist has just arrived, and you can see that she's now in the area of our finish line, and everyone is looking because the game is different.
Yeah,
everybody's seeing that this person is different. We are unfolding right before us is the very first winner, the female winner of this lovely and amazing Abuja International Marathon. Step forward, the conqueror, the victorious, the first female. I'll let you do the honors of telling us her name and the fact that this woman is an Olympic gold medalist.
Oh wow, what a way to announce your maiden marathon, your first ever marathon, with a victory, a resounding victory. Look at the distance. Like, there was no contender came close. Like, Ruth just pulled away and ran a solo race. In the last nearly 1 hour, she's been on her own solely, and here she is, the winner of the women's race at the first ever Abuja International Marathon. This is a lady who is converting from the 3,000 meter steeplechase, where she was a world record holder, 2016 Olympic champion, and now making a transition to the marathon. And in her first ever marathon, she takes such a resounding victory. This is really impressive for Ruth, and I'm sure this is mission accomplished for her as well.
Form is temporal and class is permanent. So regardless of where you are, class is class. It shows, and the way she just dispatched that race reeks of nothing but total class. In terms of her delivery, her composure, you could tell that this is no disrespect to the Abuja International Marathon. It's like a walk in the park for her, but it is an important walk, and this is because that's her first time on the road. It's different. Athletes of great repute will tell you that it's a totally different, I was going to say ball game, but ball game. It's a totally different feel for you to just be on the track and then be on the road. You can't comprehend it if you've not been in there before.
Definitely.
And Ruth Gilbert has been there before, and she's been to the heights of height. Gold medalist at Rio, gold medalist here again at a very first edition, or a very first trial indeed, at any marathon, at this very lovely and gorgeous city. And you can see the view is area view, the bird eye view of what we're watching, or what we're enjoying here at the finish line, where we saw Ruth coming to smash home and win our very first road marathon. What a day.
and with someone with her level of exposure, because of course she's competed at the highest levels, world championships, Olympics. I'm very sure her transition to the road will also see her aim to complete and to compete at some of the best marathons in the world, so she'll be looking forward to making a mark in some of the important road races. So it'll be good to see. Definitely with what she's done now, I'll probably just watch out. I'll try to follow her progress to see, okay, where next will she want to compete in, what are some of the races she's going to want to compete in, because I'm very sure she's going to be aiming for the highest and for the best. So it will be good to see where this road leads her to, based on what she has just accomplished here now in her first ever marathon.
So huge congratulations to her, huge congratulations to all the participants. And even as activities and festivities are going on in the arena at the Eagle Square here, which is such a flawless open area for events across Abuja.
Oh, that is Muazu. So he should be the first Nigerian finisher. That's Shehu Muazu. So he should be the first Nigerian finisher. He also won the Lagos City Marathon this year. So wow, back-to-back wins for Shehu Muazu. He's a one-time national champion as well in the 10,000 meters. He's also been one of the consistent faces in long-distance races in Nigeria in the past 5 to 7 years. So it's good to see him emerge as the first Nigerian finisher here as well. I'm waiting to see Emmanuel Yang. I've not seen him. I think I lost him very early in the race, apart from the beginning when he tried to keep up, but then after then he sort of faded away. It will be good to see what position he finishes in. But yeah, coming through right now was Shehu Muazu,
and what a way,
who should be our first Nigerian finisher at the Abuja International Marathon.
And what a way to have a very solid here. Recently he won the Access Bank, the Lagos Marathon, if I may, and then now he's winning, and rather he's won. He's been the first Nigerian to cross, and that right there is prestigious. That's a very successful, thoroughly successful year he's having so far. Maybe one or two more marathons before the year ends, maybe, but it's been a very thoroughly enjoyable year for the man who looks to closely now usurp Emmanuel Yang as one of the country's go-to number one marathoners, male marathoners. But it's great to see. It's great to see that, like they say in local parlance, champions forever. Emmanuel Gyan, it will not be nice to say he has had his time. He's still very much in the thick of things, But Muazu is just an entirely different proposition. Of course, the Abuja International Marathon 2023 is where we are at here. Aquafina has been part of this. And this is absolutely nice to see that a number of people, over thousands and thousands of arts, have come out to really just appreciate today, absolutely regardless of wherever it is. And you can see the kids just there. It's not a bad idea to just maybe have a bit of chops in there. Kids and chops, they go together. You cannot separate a child and chops.
They absolutely deserve it. Whatever treats they can get today, please, they deserve it. Like, they've worked so hard for this, right?
And it's fantastic to know that we got our sponsor 7up. They're already on ground, just supplying them with endless streaks of drinks, and it's absolutely lovely to see. Very, very nice.
So talking about Sheikh Muazu, I'm happy to see that he's been able to develop his confidence over the years. He's been pretty impressive, moving from the shadow of Emmanuel Yang over the years. He's come to himself, as it were. He's now a man of his own, no longer hiding behind anyone's shadows. That's what we've seen, in his performances of recent races he's won. Competed at the Warri Peace Marathon, which he's won. Of course, the Lagos City Marathon, and now the Abuja Marathon. So only God knows how many more races he intends to win. But I'm sure with his recent victories, these are things that will definitely build up his confidence. It shows him that there's so much he's capable of. And beyond being a national champion, I'm sure he's going to aspire for much more. And it will be good to have some of these athletes being registered for other competitions on the continent as well, so that with the better exposure, we expect a better performance from them. That way, they face stiffer competition, which in turn helps them build their confidence, their level of experience as well. So that when meeting the East Africans, they are sure that, okay, they also have something to offer. So it's good to see Muazu come through as the first Nigerian finisher at the first ever Abuja International Marathon. He's making a name for himself, no doubt, and we expect to see so much more from him in the future. He's put up a good performance here. Initially, at the beginning of the race, he tried so much to keep up with the Kenyans, but eventually, he had to fade away a bit. But well, with his finish here as the first Nigerian, these are things he's definitely going to work on ahead of other races, where he can also make a mark for himself. And we can see Muazu being congratulated. See him all smiles, feeling very proud of himself. But he deserves to feel very proud because he's accomplished a great feat here today. Extending his dominance on the Nigerian scene. And we're hoping that someday that will translate into dominance on the continental scene as well. You can see a lot of people around him. And yeah, right now he's the biggest boy in town.
Indeed, you can call him that. You can call him the poster boy as well.
Exactly.
Again, like I said, nobody's coming for the crown of Emmanuel. Emmanuel is goated, yeah, which means he's one of the greatest of all time in Nigeria, by the way. But you got to give Muazu his flowers. You have to give him his flowers for what he's been able to accomplish today. The fact that this young man won recently the Access Bank Marathon, the Lagos Marathon, if I may, and then he's backed it up with Abuja, showing that his consistent streaks of success is no fluke.
Exactly.
He's on a path to greatness, and it looks like he's the only one that can stop himself, really. And again, I like what you said about wanting to dovetail this into continental success, because that's what exactly this is all about. At the end of the day, you don't want to be a local champion, no disrespect. You also want to show what it is you can do on other parts and in other parts of Africa and Nigeria, even as our eyes now cast to the ridiculously gorgeous vegetation that Abuja is blessed with from different parts, from the high-rise, and you can see that the vegetations and green just form a bit of boundary with some of the buildings, with some of the high-rise buildings as well. So there is a huge balance between architecture and nature, and and that right there is good to see, because when you have greens around you, the air is fresher. I was trying to mimic you right there.
Architecture and nature.
Yeah. And so now we're enjoying the view. That's the view of the Central Mosque from all the way, what it looks like from top. And Abuja is just stupendously beautiful place. You look at it and you feel very, very relaxed and very at ease at the very crisp road network, and the twin building as well. Earlier, you can see the Ministry of, this is where the seat of power, this is the secretariat, if you may, and then it's just opposite the Eagle Square, and that right there just tells you about the planning, the thought of planning, because from the secretariat you move to the Eagle Square, and these people, all of them are absolutely delighted to be part of this. We are here with them to take them through, from the get-go, especially Yemi, who has been part of the presentation from the beginning. She was earlier, during the in the studio, and then now she's a color commentator. Yeah, we guys, we're seeing you. We are waving to you as well.
Yay.
There's a lot of happiness and joy. That right there is what you want to see.
Exactly.
Group of friends happy,
Yeah.
and you'll be surprised that some of them just met themselves here
Exactly.
today.
Definitely.
Already they are, like they say, vibing
Exactly.
to themselves, and you can see they're just high-fiving and
Yeah.
fiving.
Congratulating each other.
And that's just an elderly man who
And
really
his
partook.
medal.
He actually had a medal.
Yeah, his
Amazing.
participation medal.
Well done. Very well done. This man should be in his 60s. Yes, he
Because
should be
he's
in his
already slightly
50s.
bent.
Yes,
It
he's in
shows
his,
like
in his 60s, and then regardless of that, he's been able to participate, which means
exactly to
the,
finish.
the Abuja International Marathon, is home to everybody,
Yeah.
regardless of the age, the face, the grace, the race, the help me here. Okay,
The
you're not gonna help
language,
me.
the
The language.
culture.
Regardless of any of these things that matter to people, Abuja Marathon says, you know what, come one, come all, regardless. So far, you're part of this, you are part of this. And so, congratulations to him. And so, congratulations to you as well, for watching, because what's Abuja Marathon without you watching? Even as we have more people coming in, yeah, still wanting to be part of it. Just,
No.
I want to finish, I want to cross the line, I want to be part of that glorious camera capture of people at the Eagle Square. I want to be there, and you can see the green, white, green of the Federal Republic of Nigeria being
Oh, that's Showore.
being hoisted.
He
Yes,
actually
please.
took part in the race.
It's nice to see that a presidential candidate, at the just concluded general elections for the presidency, partook, and that right there for him is for his health. I'm sure, that right there is another buildings, beautiful buildings, and the Citadel. This is a Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and you can see the thought of architecture, just oozing class, oozing beauty, and that right there is, you gotta love Abuja.
Yeah, you have to.
The sights and sounds
You
is
have to.
showcasing. That's the theme of this particular feel, showcasing the FCT. Well, definitely we have interviews coming up. It will be happening shortly. We have a ceremony in Negbenebo who earlier today was at this start point, and now she's at the finish point. She'll be having conversations with some of these participants who has been after the.
And to be sincere, I'm impressed at the level of participation of people actually turned out for this race. Abuja is not as connected as Lagos. Some areas are far off, far flung from other areas, but I was surprised to see that people actually turned out en masse for this race. So it shows that the marathon culture is actually gaining grounds, in Nigeria. Like, people really came out. I didn't expect this level of participation, but you can see the Eagle Square like full of people.
It makes you feel like
coming
it's a
from
political,
exactly,
it's a political
rally or
engagement.
something. But see people from all walks of life, different tribes, different cultures, different races. Everyone came out to be part of this historic race. So it's a good thing to see, and we can only expect that things will get better with the next edition of the Abuja International Marathon.
Well, we can confirm that Osereme in Negbenebo is, at the moment, she will be standing by, or rather she is standing by, with the winner of the race, even as we are enjoying more of the spectacular sight and view of what has come to be a very lovely edition of Abuja International Marathon that we've come to love it. And the troops, tireless, they've been here from the get-go, and they are still here trying to just lift up the energies of the They are not lifting your energy. Why are you nodding your head? Guys, you need to see Yomi just having a time of her life here. I am convinced Yomi was not for this particular production. She was for the athletes. Even as we're getting
Wait,
ready
so who
for.
should I have joined? Was it the
Well,
athletes? Should it
I
have
think
been the
you have a
cultural
good.
troupe?
I think you have a great balance. I think you have a great balance. Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh wow!
Great feel. Nigeria is rich for so many reasons, and you can see why.
Please, media collection is at the back. Media collection. Media.
Oh, and my favorite dance group will be the Swange dancers from Benue State. Those black and white guys. Oh, I love their dance steps so much.
You love the stripes.
Yeah, and their dance steps, especially from that area.
No, please do not practice the dance. Yemi, I'm seeing you're moving your head. Yeah. No, you're not built for this. You're built for what you're doing right now. Just so we're clear. But this is a beautiful dance. It helps you just celebrate Nigeria help celebrate and showcase Nigeria for what it is, a rich base of happiness, a rich base of people who genuinely love their culture, who genuinely love their country, who regardless of tribe, language or facial expressions or looks, it's still one thing that binds us together, which is the peace, the unity, and above all the strength in our numbers. All right, so earlier we told you that Oserime was at the starting point. Now she's at the finishing point with one or two of the winners of the race. How are you feeling, Oserime? What's going on there?
Abuja cultural dances. FCT cultural troupe. They do all kinds of dance. They do all kinds of songs. Abuja, Nigeria Center of Unity.
What are you going to do with that money?
I'm going to invest it. When I get that money, I will invest it to get my family through to be better. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for speaking with us. That, of course, was the winner, the first man to cross the finish line, Emmanuel Naibe. What happened? Start again. Wow. Okay. So, yes, so we're doing it again. Live at the Eagle Square, Abuja. This is the Abuja International Marathon, and I am at the finish line, and we have a winner, the first man to cross the finish line, all the way from Kenya, Emmanuel Naibe. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir.
All right, so how do you feel about winning this marathon?
I'm feeling better. I'm lucky because I'm a winner.
Okay, so how would you rate the course all the way from the Abuja City Gate to the square here?
This course is very hard. When I'm saying this course, it's very hard. It's not like Lagos. Lagos is a faster. So, what I'm saying, it's for good. You must train hard, then you win it. Yes.
All right, what do you think can be done to make the Abuja International Marathon better?
Yes, it is good visuals to see, and then there is a challenge today. You see the cars crossing, when I'm running, there is a gas crossing here. That is the challenge that I'm seeing this. So next year will be better.
Okay, so you want to come next year and win another $50,000?
So I will come next year to defend my title.
Okay.
Yeah.
So $50,000. What are you going to do with that money?
50,000. I will go to invest. When I will get that money, I will invest it. But my family to get better. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking with us. That, of course, was Emmanuel Naibe, the winner of the 42-kilometer full marathon at the Abuja International Marathon. We still have more athletes still trooping in, and we'll give you the report as the event progresses. Thank you. Why would I make it? They don't catch up. They don't take off.
This is typical of the team dance. This is purely team dance. Sexy. Sexy and flashy. Team Wunamayo. Aha. Akwa Mamisa. Yes, sir. That is pure team. Swange dance. This is the Swange dance from Cleveland. So please put your hands together if they are not too busy. Thank you so much. The FCT Cultural Troupe entertaining us. Thank you 1 million times. We'll get more from them. They will need to change to another attire. They have to bring us another cultural show here. In the meantime, please, again, I want to ask for your indulgence. Check out on the kids, those especially that did 5-kilometer runs. We're still looking for some of them so that they can be with their guardians or parents. Mukaila Zakaria, he did a 5-kilometer. Mulika Zakaria. Please, your brother is here, close to the stage. If you're around Mulika Zakaria, come close to the stage and so that your brother will be happy seeing you again. Thank you so much. Mulika Zakaria, thank you so much. All right, DJ, let me take a little musical break from the DJ. The finest in the land is what we want. You know, Nigerians love songs, and we are good creators of music. Let's have fun more here. As we take a break with the DJ, we're coming back. In case you're yet to pick your certificate, please go behind as I point that way for your certificate. For all you runners, before we make official announcement of those who have won the races, 42-kilometer, 42.195 is 26.11 miles. And of course, this is the maiden edition, the inaugural edition, the first of its kind in the Center of Unity, Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. All right, DJ, take it over. We are almost milling on those giving us certificates. We are milling seriously as if we want to cause a stampede. Please, can we decongest the canopy? Move to this place if you've picked your certificates. Please, let's not cause a stampede at the canopy where you are supposed to. Oyare patient Simon, 5 kilometers, a young lady. Please, your brother, your dad is here by the stage. Come closer if you're here. Oyare patients, please come here. Chiamaka James, Chiamaka James, 5 kilometer runner. Please, my dear, if you're here, your dad is in my front. Come and let's be happy seeing you. Tofumi, your dad is in my presence. He's also a runner.